them in order to make money. And the rich man got his machinery and all of his business, and he using them to make money. I'm going to get the workers to turn against him. We're going to strike. We're going to tear up his machinery. What was Marxism? It was class warfare, to turn the poor against the rich, because he was jealous of rich folk having money. Let me tell y'all something now. I ain't got no problem with people that are rich or wealthy, because number one, is biblical. They got a right to make wealth. God gives people wealth. The Bible says that. So God ain't got nothing to do with being against people who are rich. I ain't going to be jealous of somebody's rich. I want to get close enough to one and let them show me what. But I will tell you this. If it were not for rich folk who had a vision, who wanted to get up and do something, pursue their level of happiness, make as much profit as they wanted to, if it wasn't for them people out there that had that kind of vision, many of our people never would have had a job to take care of their families. So I ain't got no problem with folk that are rich. They done saved and kept a lot of families going. You better thank God for that. The key is start learning how to be rich and quit telling yourself that because I'm black, I can't think on that level. Oprah did it. Bill Cosby did it. Of course, I know what ended up with that. But look at all your folk out there that's done made money. They took their talent because something was in them that said, I can do it. But many of our people have been told, you can't do it because you're too black. And you sitting up here waiting for somebody to give you some reparations, it'll never happen. They only use it to promise you. They make that promise every 4 years so you can go and vote thinking you're going to have somebody going to give you some money. And all it does is make yourself dependent on the government. While all this time going by, you can be out there coming up with your own dream. I remember Tyler Perry said that. He said, while y'all trying to get a place at the table, I'm going to be out there making my own table. And he's done that. Take your gift, your talent, and get up, because it keeps you free. Communism wants you dependent on the government. So what Marx said was, let's take the money that these rich folk are getting, and let's let the government have the money and then distribute the money equally to everybody so there won't nobody be rich above somebody else. That's communism. Redistribute the wealth. Take the money from the rich folk and divide it equally among everybody else. And then they can stay on our property, not theirs. They won't own it, we'll own it. And we'll give them a little money so they can have just enough to take care of their needs. Here you are, $1 billion person on the inside, and you got to take maybe $1,000 a week to live off of. But you got the potential to do $1 billion. That's socialism. That's communism. That's what's coming. You don't have no incentive no more to work because all of your money going to the government. Think about that kind of life. You sit up here, got a lot you want to do. You want to start you a beauty shop. You want to start you a mechanic business or whatever it is. You want to be able to produce enough to where you can produce more and make more money. And the government is telling you, no, you're going to bring all that, put it in so we can help take care of everybody else, including the folk that don't want to work. That's what communism is. I've used this story before. You know, some people on a job, they all making $35,000 a year. But one person decides they're going to work every weekend, overtime, to do and make more money for themselves. Let's say at the end of the year, this is just, I know it don't fit everything perfectly, but I'm just trying to give you a picture. Let's say at the end of the year, this person worked and made $150,000 more dollars because he did the overtime. He was single, and he just used his time to work. Everybody else had 35. They were all equal. He made $100. I'm just going to say $100,000 at the end. And then the boss comes in and says, Jimmy, I see you made $100,000, but everybody else didn't make but $35,000. We're going to take everything above $35,000, which is about $65,000, and we're going to separate it equally among everybody. even the ones that didn't go. They had able bodies, but they didn't want to work overtime. That's socialism and communism. It says, Jimmy, I see you made 100,000, but everybody else didn't make but 35,000. We're going to take everything above 35,000, which is about 65,000, and we're going to separate it equally among everybody. Even the ones that didn't go. They had able bodies, but they didn't want to work overtime. That's socialism and communism. I was talking to one of my staff here last week. They're doing it in the schools right now. Right now, in the schools, they are getting crayons. Your child come to school, 3rd, 4th grade, they got their crayons to color their stuff and all that, and the teacher is now saying, so-and-so, let me see your crayon box. And it's 12 crayons the mama bought their child. And then the teacher's now saying, Jimmy over here ain't got nothing. Sue over here didn't have nothing. Let me take some of your crayons and share it with everybody else. I ain't talking about going home to ask mama, is it okay? Give me your crayons. We gonna split it up. That's communism. It started off good because of all the promises, but they end up taking all the money, putting everybody, paying for everybody, giving everybody free this and free that, and it ultimately breaks the system. That's where America is headed. Sister Kamala wants to spend government money for everything. There's no way the United States will last if that's going to be it. They want to give everybody free this, free that, free college, free housing, and all. They are bringing the migrants in now, and they are giving them free everything, while you got black people that have been struggling for years, and they are some migrants are making up to $4,000 to $5,000 a month just sitting and being here. They are keeping them in luxury hotels in Chicago and New York. Black people are losing their jobs because of migrants coming in working for those who are working that will work for a lower amount of money. And now a guy was working, making 16, 17 an hour, migrant come in working 10. They have to just get anything just to be in America. I'm not against immigration, but I'm for legal immigration because it's now replacing our people. They need them now to be the new votes for the future, but they are totally casting our people to the side. Why? Because they know you're going to be there in the end. They know black people have so much hatred, mistrust for white people. They know black people not even going to consider, the great majority, are not even going to consider going to the Republican side. So they know in the end, you coming back and vote Democrat. That's what you're going to do, and that's what's going on. We're too scared to go look at another option or the other side. So that's what's going on. And so now, because of the kind of policy she has, it's going to all lead to a socialist nation. Hear me, y'all.